Yellowstone National Park is famous for its geothermal features like geysers and hot springs, as well as being home to bison, bears, and wolves. But did you know that it's also home to a super volcano? The magma chamber beneath Yellowstone is so large that if it were to erupt, the entire United States would be covered in ash. While such an event would certainly be devastating to the area surrounding the park, scientists say that it's not likely to happen anytime soon. In fact, they say we have nothing to worry about. But why? Is it really safe to visit Yellowstone National Park today? Yellowstone sits atop a hot spot, an area of abnormally high volcanic and earthquake activity. This particular hotspot is responsible for a series of volcanic events that have shaped the land for millions of years, creating the Yellowstone caldera, also known as the Yellowstone Super Volcano. The magma chamber beneath the caldera is roughly 43 by 28 miles wide and 6 miles deep. And when it erupts, which it has done several times over the past 2 million years, the blast is catastrophic. So much so that the United States government considers it a very high threat level, 4 out of 5. But before you start stocking up on canned food and bottled water to ride out the inevitable eruption, let's put this into perspective. It might surprise you to learn that Yellowstone erupts, on average, every 640,000 years. The last eruption was 631,000 years ago, so we're technically overdue. However, scientists don't think that means we need to start counting the days until our doom. Instead, they use a formula that takes into account the frequency of past eruptions, the length of time since the last eruption, and the duration of each eruption to calculate when the next one might occur. Using this formula, scientists estimate that there is a 1 in 750,000 chance that Yellowstone will erupt in any given year. To put that into perspective, you're more likely to die from a meteorite strike or being struck by lightning than you are to die from an eruption at Yellowstone. So with such a small chance that it'll erupt, why does the government consider it a level 4 threat? Well, the answer lies in the word catastrophic. If it were to erupt tomorrow, the immediate area surrounding the park would be obliterated. Ash would blanket the surrounding states, and the entire U.S. would have to deal with the fallout. Even though it's unlikely to happen anytime soon, the potential damage is so great that the government wants to be prepared just in case. They've even gone so far as to develop a Yellowstone volcano eruption response plan. According to the plan, the first step would be to evacuate the area around the park, and then the rest of the country would follow, depending on the severity of the eruption. But what if you're visiting Yellowstone National Park when it erupts? According to experts, your biggest danger would be the pyroclastic flows, which are hot, fast-moving currents of gas and volcanic matter that flow down the side of a volcano. If you find yourself in one of these, your only hope is to run away fast. On foot, you could outrun a pyroclastic flow at 25 miles per hour, but you'd have to move over rough terrain, which would slow you down. So your best bet is to drop everything and get out of there as fast as you can. Just make sure you don't stop to take a closer look at the eruption. Trust me, that's something you'll want to see from a safe distance. If you do survive the initial blast, you'll need to watch out for falling debris. Depending on where you're standing, you may need to cover your head and take shelter. If you're staying in a park lodge, you should drop everything and get outside immediately. Take cover if necessary, but realize that even if the building doesn't collapse, it'll probably be destroyed soon after. Once the eruption is over, you'll have to deal with the aftermath. With roads blocked by debris, you may need to stay in place until help arrives. We hope you enjoyed learning more about the supervolcano at Yellowstone National Park. Remember, it's safe to visit Yellowstone today, but if you do go, make sure you don't do anything stupid. Leave that to the bison. Now, check out another video about a mysterious hole in Yellowstone National Park, or watch this other video instead. Don't forget to subscribe.